I loved animals from the moment I knew they existed. I had a German Shepherd growing up, hence the German Shepherd now. He was there before I was born, and he used to protect. My parents were always worried that he may be dangerous or want to harm me, but he actually was just the opposite. From what I've been told, he used to stay near me and if anything, protect me. I've been at the Wolf Center for close to 15 years now. Our ambassador wolves, I've raised them all since they were pups, and it's been a pleasure and a privilege watching them grow up, actually. When people come and visit the center, they expect to see the big bad wolf, and usually they find that it's just the opposite from things that they learn when they're growing up, like a Little Red Riding Hood and Three Little Pigs. When we have a litter of pups born at our facility, one of my primary jobs is taking care of those pups. So usually I'll crawl into a den and take a look at the pups, bring them out to look at them, check their gender, make sure they're healthy, look into their mouths, and then I'll put them back. And then from that point on, it's really the mom's responsibility to raise them. And oftentimes you'll see in the wild and in captivity, you'll see a multi-generational pack, which means it's the parents, the offspring of one year, and then the offspring of a previous year. And oftentimes you'll see in the wild, the first generation offspring will help actually raise the newer offspring. I always knew that I was going to work with animals. There was no way I was going to be doing anything else, and that was a fact. Even growing up, I worked in a lot of horse farms, and I always worked with horses, and then I worked at a vet. I never once babysat. I never once worked at the mall. I never once worked at, a fast food place as my friends did in high school. It has always been animals, and it always has been, and I can pretty much guarantee it always will be. Their diet consists of primarily roadkill deer. We have a lot of deer in this area, and they all get hit by cars. So they're brought to the center by the police, by the DOT, by the highway department. We'll even go and pick it up. Front legs have no joints, which is amazing. It's just held on by tendon and muscle. But as a result, it's much easier to take the legs off from the back, where there is a joint. Typically, I will drag in a whole carcass and let them have it, and they will consume a good majority of it. We do have a lot of vultures and ravens at the center, so as is in nature, a balanced ecosystem, nothing ever is wasted. Our ambassador wolves, because they're never going to be released into the wild, get an array of different types of meats. We actually get a lot of meat donated from Whole Foods, so our wolves eat quite well. They get chicken, they get lamb from New Zealand, they get turkey, all sorts of goodies from Whole Foods. Wolves and humans actually have a lot of similarities, more than probably most people would want to admit. Wolves work together as a team, and that's how they survive. It's very difficult for a wolf in the wild to survive alone. They do survive alone, it's what you call the lone wolf, but ideally, if they're in a pack situation, they hunt together, they work together, they raise family together. I feel like I'm their guardian, and I will do everything that I can to make sure that they have the best lives they can, they have the best diet they can, and that they're treated and have the best lives that they can in captivity. I wouldn't change a thing. I absolutely love what I do. And that's what I'll always do.